Hello guys, it's Andy, and today I'm going to be doing a video based upon the cattle slash bovine slash the animals that we still consume and wear and enslave today, which we know as livestock and property, and well, we're going to get into that later. But I did a lot of research and I am blown away by a lot of stuff that I learned, and I think I would be really selfish if I didn't share this with you guys. First of all, I'd like to give full credit to an amazing hero of mine, and you probably know by now, Colleen Patrick-Goudreau. And I know you probably think I'm obsessed. Sometimes I think I'm obsessed too. No, but really, I really love the podcast and all the episodes, because it's very educational, and I do want to stress that you go to joyfulvegan.com and click on podcasts and radio, and you can click on there, and this video right here is inspired by a specific podcast episode that you should go and listen to, called The Taming of the Cattle, and that is today's topic. Well, my main focus today is how we view animals as dirty, as different, as monsters. So I want to talk about the comparisons between the devil and the AUROCHS, and how that character, Satan, even got started. And I'm just really fascinated with this. I know, hold your horses. I'm not here to necessarily talk about religion, because I really don't care that much about religion. I don't really subscribe to any particular religion, although I did post this on Facebook. Nature is my religion. What can I say? The earth is my temple. But seriously, this video is about the AUROCHS. Originally, they are ancestors of the cattle. Let's get right into it. So all cattle that we know today, which are livestock, are descendants of the AUROCHS. Chattel, cattle, capital. All these words derive from the same Roman word, capital. All the words originally meant capital, which means a person's belongings. It used to include livestock, land, and everything else. Cattle, C-A-T-E-L, which eventually became cattle, C-A-T-T-L-E, meant movable property of any sort. To the common Saxon serf, cattle only came to mean livestock, whereas chattel became the word for all personal property. So chattel, cattle, capital, it all derives from the same thing. Property, economics, money, slave, livestock, it all means the same thing. Now, as I said before, all cattle today are descendants of the AUROCHS. Not AUROCHS, O-R-O-X, AUROCHS, A-U-R-O-C-H-S, aka Bos Primigenius. Now, what does this all have to do with the devil and how we view animals today? Did you know that the very first illustration of the devil was created around the same time we started domesticating and enslaving the AUROCHS? The AUROCHS, also known as Bos Primigenius, was the very first ancestors of the cows and the steers that humans still consume and wear today. Except the AUROCHS was declared the very first documented case in 1627 of animal extinction by humans / poachers. These animals were once revered as gods until Christianity emerged and started wiping out the bull worship in the Council of Toledo in 447 CE. Let's read Christianity's first description of Satan. A large black monstrous apparition with horns on his head, ass's ears, cloven hooves, hair, claws, fiery eyes, terrible teeth, and a sulphurous smell. And I will also add on a tail, because we see many depictions of Satan or the devil with a tail that resembles a bovine, in my opinion. Yeah, it resembles an animal-like tail. After this illustration was debuted in the Christian religion, suddenly bull worship disappeared. It atrophied and it went away. The AUROCHS was driven to extinction and the domestication of the cattle began. Coincidence? I think not. My personal opinion, I believe that humans depicted this illustration of the devil so that we can have an excuse to control and enslave and use animals in every way possible, the same way that we still do today. Now let me put on my smart glasses, because you know, when you wear glasses, suddenly you become smarter. So I can give you more background on the extinction of these animals. The aurochs first went extinct in Egypt, but some remained in Europe for a short time until humans drove them to extinction there. The final documented case of the aurochs was by the Polish. Wiped away, no more, gone forever. Thank you, humans. Thank you. You are an interesting species. Did you know that the aurochs wasn't originally hunted for flesh consumption? A lot of people like to revive the past and go back to the past and say, well, you know, we've always eaten animals. That was the main reason, like we've always used these animals to eat. But originally, the aurochs was not hunted for flesh consumption. Although their flesh was eaten by earlier humans, their horns was used as vessels, their hides was used as clothing, and their bones was used as tools and jewelries, and their fat was used as oil. Flesh consumption came secondary to, well, what I'm about to tell you now. Hunting. It was basically a hobby, a duty, a risky test of manhood. It was a challenge. Classic human barbaric behavior. So getting back to the comparisons between the devil and the aurochs, I mean, I get why people have this mentality that horns equal something bad or something evil, when in reality horns are beautiful and they're on the most beautiful animals that roam this earth. I don't understand why people have, I mean, I get it, because as we learned in this video, how early religion depicted man as the devil, giving man characteristics of non-human animals, specifically characteristics of the aurochs. I just find it funny how we created this illustration, we created this image of what's supposed to be a demonic entity, and we associate that with characteristics of non-human animals. I just find that striking. So I want to leave you guys today with a couple of photographs of some of the most beautiful animals on this planet that are still here with us. We didn't drive them to extinction yet, but I want to leave you with some of these photographs because I think that some of the most beautiful animals on this planet have horns, and I think we need to embrace the idea of seeing or viewing animals with horns as something beautiful, just wonderful, and something we can all appreciate. So here are some of these animals, just to name a few. The antelope, the sheep, the bison, the gazelle, the giraffe, the goat, the gar, the moose, the muskox, the pronghorn, the rhino, the waterbuck, the wildebeest, the yak, and last but not least, the cattle, which I am representing today, as you can see, but I am going to call this one Bos primigenius, also known as the aurochs, the beautiful animal, the descendants of the cattle that we know today, the ones that we drove to extinction. And I think the sooner we appreciate all of the animals on this planet, the sooner that we can all see a much beautiful world and have a more beautiful perspective and walk this earth with a positive attitude for those who don't look like us, for those who don't talk like us, for those who don't walk like us. Until then, peace and love. You already know what I'm going to say. Literally, peace and love.